Hello and welcome to this quick wall sequence. So for today you want to make sure you have lots of space around you, you have a wall nearby, and you want your mat to lie parallel to it. So we'll start kneeling. Let's bring our sit bones over top of our heels and take the back of your hands against the wall. Guide your shoulder blades against the wall. See if you can press them in together, walk them a little bit closer towards the midline. Then we find a gentle tuck of the chin, lift up through the back of the head. Exhale, empty. Inhale, breathing through the nose. And take a cleansing breath through the mouth. And start to breathe in and out through the nose, filling through the belly. And then inhale, we sweep the hands along the wall and up overhead. And exhale, palms come together. Guide them down through the heart center. And then we inhale, release, and rise up. And exhale to come down. This time we pause at the top. And then exhale, let the left fingers come down to the hips or all the way down to the floor. Start to lean over to the left, right palm faces down. Press the right shoulder into the wall as you reach out through the right fingers. Root down through the right sit bone. Guide the left hip slightly forward. And a full inhale, and an exhale to release. And we inhale our way up to center. As we exhale, come over to the right. Fingertips glide down, left palm faces down, root through the left sit bone. Send the left fingers away, create lots of space between the shoulders and the ears. And settle in here. Breathe through the rib cage. Inhale, sweep all the way up to center. Exhale the hands through the heart. And find a full breath in. Equal length out. And we inhale, hands sweep up to sky. Time back of hands press against the wall. Bend through the elbows, press the elbows and the entire back of the forearm against the wall. Cactus arms. And we inhale to sweep up. As we exhale, open up through the chest. Notice if the ribs are splaying forward. Can you keep the low ribs tucked in? We'll take one more here. Exhale. And inhale, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands through the heart. And inhale, lengthen through the spine. As you exhale, guide the hands just in front of the knees. Take your right knee and slide it back towards the wall. Ideally, you want the knee touching the wall, but if it's not quite accessible for you, that's okay. And then untuck through the right toes. Press the right big toe mound against the wall. Option 1, stay right here. Option 2, you can slide the left foot forward, coming into a low lunge. Squeeze the inner thighs towards one another and make sure that that left knee is stacking over top of the left ankle. Hang out here, or if you'd like to move further, the left hand comes onto the thigh. Maybe the right hand comes up onto the thigh. And we settle in here. Send the hip bones a little bit closer to the wall. Send the shoulders over the hips. See if you can create more space through the whole front line of the right hip. Press down through the right knee as you lift up through the right shoulder. Then stay here. Or option 2, bring the right palm to sweep up, facing the back. Oh yeah, nice and juicy through the hip flexors on that right side. Stay stable through the left leg. Keep squeezing the thighs together. Find one more full inhale. And as we exhale, lower the right fingertips to the floor. Let the left fingertips join them. Start to walk your way over to the right as you swivel the right foot down. Tuck through the toes. Then walk the left foot to come in line with the right knee. Press your right hip into the wall. Take your left hand onto the thigh. And right hand can stay on the thigh here as we come all the way up. Or we take the palm facing the wall, bring it right in line with the hip and the knee. Reach up through the fingers. And then exhale, press the right hip into the wall as you guide the left hip back. Or left knee back, sorry. And then stay here. Or the left arm can reach forward. Bring your gaze over the left middle finger. And an inhale, see if you can lengthen through the spine. Maybe find a gentle tuck of the pelvis. But make sure that you're still breathing through the belly. Then we inhale, sweep the left hand to meet the right. As we exhale, let the hands fall down to the floor. Walk the fingertips out to the left side of the mat. Press the right hip in. Keep the right hip stacking over top of the right knee. Maybe the full palms press down into the floor. Find a little bit of a suction cup through the hands so you have a small hollow space underneath as you press down through the outer edges. The hands and the fingertips. Keep sending that left knee towards the left pinky toe. And then round the armpits in towards the face. Let the head go. Feel as though you have down dog arms and see if you can find more length through the sit bones and the fingertips. Focus more on lengthening through the spine rather than rounding. And then visualize rotating that right sit bone towards the left thigh. But keep sending the right hip up and along the wall. Take one more breath in. Exhale, sigh it out. When we inhale up onto our fingertips, start to walk our way back to center. We tuck in through the left knee, guide the right knee forward, finding the same sequence on the opposite side. So untuck through the left toes. Press the left knee against the wall. Guide the left hip up, stay right here, or that right foot sweeps forward, finding a lunge. So the knees are the same width apart as the hips. Stack that right knee over top of the right ankle. Squeeze the inner thighs together. Keep lifting up through the left hip. Maybe the right hand comes onto the thigh. Perhaps the left hand comes up onto the thigh. Send your shoulders back. Find lots of length through the spine. See if you can lift up through the top of your head without sending the chin forward or the belly forward. Hug down through the low rib cage. And then option if you explored on the other side, the left hand sweeps up, palm faces back. And this is a great stretch for my runner, skier, hockey, biker friends out there who get a lot of movement through those hip flexors. A great release of the quads. And a full inhale, a little more length. As you exhale, guide the fingers down to the floor. Let the right fingers join. Start to walk your way over to the left. Pivot through the left knee, drop the left toes down to the floor. Walk your right toes in line with the left knee. And then take your right hand, stack them onto the thigh. And as you rise up, start with the left hand on the left thigh. Press your left hip into the wall. Send your right knee out towards right pinky toe. The palm of the left hand can then sweep up the wall. Come in line with the hip. and you stay here. Use the hand to open up through the left inner thigh. An option to take the right arm forward. Bring the gaze over the middle finger. And keep sending both hips forward. Inhale, see if you can find any more length in this pose. Exhale, sink in. Then we inhale. Right hand sweeps up to meet the left. As we exhale, both fingers drop down to the inside of the right foot. Make sure that left hip stays stacked over the left knee. Fingertips walk out towards the right. Keep pressing the right knee in the direction of the pinky toe. Keep the left toes stacked. And find more space between the fingers and the left sit bone. See if you can curl that left sit bone towards the right thigh. Notice if your shoulders are scrunching into the face. Can you let it be soft? Maybe rock the head in different directions. Maybe curl those armpits inwards so that you can create a hollowing right at the neck. And feel your breath through your body as you stay here for one more inhale. And an exhale. And your fingertips start to walk you up. As you exhale, lower the right knee down. Start to turn yourself towards your wall. I'm going to use this wall as a demo so that you aren't just staring at my glutes the whole time. Walk your knees right up to the wall, as close as you can get them. Tuck in through your toes. And your feet are hip width apart as well as your knees. Make sure your heels are pointing straight up. And then your hip bones press against the wall, and you take your palms, you take the heels of your hands onto your hip crest. So that's the big bony ridge that's right above your glutes. And squeeze the elbows together, send the hips forward. Option 1, you can stay right here, prepping for camel pose. Option 2, start to lift the chest up, start to drop back through the upper spine. But notice that my hips keep pressing against the wall. So we're looking more for length and compression through the low back. And you can stay right here. If it's accessible, the hands can reach down to the heels. Make sure that those hips keep pressing against the wall. And send the middle of your chest, the sternum, up and towards the wall as well. Notice that my chin stays tucked. Take one more full breath here, find lots of length. As you exhale, start to melt the sit bones down towards the heels. Hands can rest on the thighs. And find a full breath in. And a deep sigh out. And then let the hands walk just outside of the knees. As you start to squat your way up and into a forward fold. Maybe a little bit awkward to get into. You want your feet hip width apart. You can play with it though. Remember, I'm a guide and your body knows what's best. So you can adjust the feet as to what seems to work for your body. And then press that space just above or just between the shoulder blades into the mat. See if you can send more weight into your toes as you guide the sit bones up towards the sky. Know that you can bend your knees as much as you need to here. But just for today, see if you can play with a straighter sensation through the legs, knowing that you have this solid support backing you up literally. And then the hands can clasp onto the elbows, they can clasp behind the shins, or they can just rest on the floor. And feel into your breath as you allow gravity to reverse the blood flow. Just expelling any congestion there, creating more space for nutrients, new space for newness. Let's inhale together. Exhale through the nose. And we inhale. Come back onto our fingertips and start to walk our head up the wall as we guide our feet back. And the fingertips start to walk up the wall. We take our hands about shoulder width apart. Feet stack underneath the hips. So trying to make an L shape with your body as best you can. It's a little bit tricky when you don't have anything to look at, but just feel the alignment. And then you can stay right here, sending the sit bones away from the wrists. Or if you'd like to play with your balance, walk the left foot to midline. As we inhale, kick the right heel back, point the right toes towards the left heel. Imagine as though you're pressing the right foot against a wall as well. And then rotate the right inner thigh towards the left inner thigh. Take a full inhale. Exhale, see if you can hold. Inhale again. Exhale, the foot releases. Plant it right where the left foot was. The next inhale, we kick the left heel back. Rotate internally through the left hip. So guide the thigh and the toes towards the right. Keep using your hands to find more length through the spine all the way down to the left heel. Inhale long. Exhale, slowly release. Use your fingertips to walk yourself up. And then we exhale. Come to the wall. And find a full breath here. Hands come to the heart. Exhale, sigh it out. Take your right foot, guide it towards the wall, and then bend into the knee as you root down through the left heel. So my back heel is at about 60-degree angle. It varies depending on your structure, but you don't want the toes pointing backwards. And then use your right hand to plug the knee in towards the wall as we set up for warrior two. Hands come to shoulder height. You can use your eyes to check them out, make sure they're in line with one another. And see if you can find that space between the hips and the lower ribs and find more length through the side body. And press down through the outer edge of the left leg. We inhale here. As we exhale, bend into the right elbow. Let the elbow rest down onto the right thigh. Sweep the left palm all the way up and overhead. Left palm faces down as you press the left shoulder into the wall. Keep that integration through the legs. And then if it's accessible for you, maybe you straighten through the right arm. Press the arm against the thigh, feel even more activity there. We find one more inhale. Exhale, sink in. And then we inhale. Let's start to straighten up. Keep the knee bent as the left hand comes down, right arm reaches up and back. Press the right shoulder into the wall. And then straighten through that front leg. See if you can dip back any more. And we inhale. Come up to center with that front leg straight. From here, we set up for triangle pose. Take that right hip, press it in towards the left thigh. Keep sending the right hip back as you guide the right fingertips forward. And then palms face towards the left as you drop the hand down and the left hand up. Right hand can come to the inside of the calf. Press down through the right big toe mound and the outer edge of the left foot. Gaze can turn up towards the left thumb if it feels okay for your neck. Full inhale. As you exhale, just let the left hand come down onto your hip. So you can stay here, or if you want to play with one more balance for the day, Start to bend into your right knee. I'm gonna walk my right foot about 6 inches off of the wall and then guide my right fingertips down to the floor. Lean into the right foot as you send your left leg against the wall. Notice that my toes point out. Press my heel into the wall, press the hip, the back of the hip into the wall, and then maybe my left arm sweeps open into a T. And maybe I use the wall to support me and float my right fingers off the floor. Keep sending the hips forward. Take a full breath in. Exhale, start to bend into the right knee. Guide yourself all the way back. Pivot through the right foot. Take a full inhale at center. Sigh it out. Close the eyes. Allow for 2 more slow breaths. And then moving to the other side, we turn our left toes so that the foot aligns with the wall. Press down through the outer edge of the right foot. Find whatever angle works for you. You might want to walk it a little bit closer in. Then bend into the knee as you sweep the arms out. Make sure that left knee is stacking over top of the ankle and guide the left knee into the wall. Check in with the arms, find them shoulder height. Settle the shoulders away from the ears. Keep finding length through the spine. Let the gaze turn over the middle finger. Inhale, spread your fingertips away from one another. Exhale, melt in. And we start to bend through the left elbow. Sweep the right arm overhead and then the palm faces down as you press the right shoulder into the wall. Extended side angle. And you can stay here or the left arm can straighten. Just let the core do the work. Try not to dump into it. So maybe you just sneak that left arm about 1 centimeter off to check in and make sure you're using your core rather than dumping through the arm. And find a full breath in. Exhale, hold, keep squeezing through the legs, pressing through that outer edge of the back foot. The next inhale, we sweep the right hand back, left hand up. Stay bent through the knee. Hold here for 1 more breath. And then we inhale, straighten through the front leg, lean back with the left hand. Inhale, hands come to a T shape, palms face down. And then we snug the left hip back in towards the right thigh. Keep sending it back on an inhale and guide the left fingertips forward. Turn the palms to face forward and you exhale into triangle pose. Reach the right arm up. Take the left hand to the inside of the left calf. Keep sending the inner thighs towards one another. Keep rooting through the right foot and the left big toe mound. Inhale, see if you can open up through the chest. Exhale, plug those shoulder blades back. And then you can stay here. We lower the hand down to the hip. If you want to play with the balance on this side, start to look down towards your left foot. Walk the foot about 1/2 foot away from the wall. And then start to lean your weight forward. Guide the fingertips down to the floor. This is really hard for you and you have blocks at home, you can always use blocks as well. Press in through the left leg. Let the right heel come against the wall. Then press both shoulder blades against the wall. As you kick the right foot back, send the toes towards the knee. Maybe you reach the right arm up, coming into a T shape. Maybe you feel so supported that you can guide the left hand off the floor. This is a great way to feel what half moon should feel like when you're not against a wall. Good, keep sending the hips forward so that the right hip stacks over top of the left. Find one more full breath. And as you exhale, start to bend through the left knee, lower the right. Sweep the arms all the way up to sky, pivot through the left foot. Exhale, hands come down. Inhale here. As you exhale, start to heel toe the feet towards one another until they're just a little bit wider than hip width apart. Walk them about a half a foot away from the wall. Turn the toes to point out to wherever feels comfortable for you. We inhale tall. As we exhale, we send our bum and our shoulder blades back onto the wall. We start to lower our way down into a squat. And from here, you can hang out all the way down. You can also stop midway if that feels more comfortable for you. Or we use our elbows and triceps to press into the thighs and then guide the chest forward towards the thumbs. Keep lifting through the back of the head. Maybe find a gentle tuck of the tailbone so that you find more length through the low back. Press down through the feet, but see if you can lift up through the toes. So you're pressing into the big toe mound, pinky toe mound, and heels. And then lengthen as you inhale. Exhale, sit all the way down to the floor. Nice job. It's amazing how much a wall can add that much more depth to your practice. Take a few windshield wipers, just let the hands rest alongside you. I find especially for balancing poses that when you have that support there, just allows you to discover what the alignment in your body can feel like without the pressure of keeping it all up on your own. But then it also forces you to really hold that integrity through the legs. I know I can feel it. Awesome. Come back into neutral. We'll swivel our way onto our backs. Bring the hips nice and close up into the wall, and there's no graceful way to do this, but send the legs up towards the sky as you plug the sit bones into the mat. Just let the shoulders release down to the floor. Feel a full expansion through the entire heart center. Let the belly rise and fall. And inhale, press the right heel into the wall. Straighten through the whole back line of the right leg as you guide the left sole of the foot into the wall and next to the right thigh. Take the left knee and bring it to shoulder distance and squeeze the thigh in towards the belly and the chest. So the nice thing about the wall here is that we don't have to use the hands. If you'd like a little more opening through the chest, you can come into a T or you can take cactus arms. Keep plugging the right sit bone down into the floor. Just soften through the face. Go of any tension through the forehead or the jaw. And then take the sole of your left foot into the right thigh as you guide the left knee towards the wall. Maybe take your left hand to pull the flesh away from the hip towards the knee. But see if you can stay soft and light through the shoulders, through the neck. Keeping engaged through the right leg. And then use your hand to the outside of the thigh to bring it back to center. Plant your palms face down. See if you can sneak your hips a little bit more to the left, but keep your shoulders where they were. And then lower the right foot down to the floor. Leg stays long. Couple options with the left leg. You can either keep it open in the half butterfly. You can bend the knee in towards you, or you can straighten the leg as well. So we come into a twist. And I like to keep my leg at the same level as the hip, just because I have the wall there to keep it engaged. But if you'd like to, you can rest it all the way down onto the right leg. Maybe the gaze turns towards the left shoulder and over the fingers. Just make sure you're not compressing through the neck. You still have a long back line through your cervical spine. Next inhale brings your gaze back to center. And then sweep up through the left leg. And take the right leg up with it. And settle the sit bones back to center. Root down through the left heel and the back of the left leg as you guide the right sole of the foot into the wall. And bend your knee in towards your chest. And notice if your knee is dropping out or over. Try and find the same direction as the shoulder as best you can. Keep the integration of the left leg. Notice how your body feels as we start to slow down. Right sole of the foot turns towards the left inner thigh as the knee drops out. And you can take your right hand, do the same thing you did on the other side. So you're really softly pressing the hand in and then guiding the flesh towards the knee. But then notice if your left hip starts to kick up, can you plug it back down? And then see if you can keep those toes pointing straight rather than dropping to one side or the other. Maybe put a smile on your face. I caught you, didn't I? Looking too serious. Right hand comes to the outside of the thigh. Guide the knee back to center. Take your hands down to support you as you move your hips a little bit over to the right, preparing for the twist. And then the left leg starts to wander its way down to the floor. Forgot to say on the other side, but if you prefer to have a bent bottom leg, you can always take that. And then you choose your variation for this side with the right leg. So there's the bent knee, the half butterfly, or the leg can come all the way straight. Let the palms face up. And then if it's comfortable through the neck, the gaze can turn over the right shoulder towards the fingers. Keep sinking down through the left shoulder and the right shoulder. Just inviting a lot of space through the center of your chest. Inhale, gaze comes back to center. We sweep our right leg up, then our left leg up. And then you can stay with a short variation of legs up the wall so the legs stay closer together. Or we come into a wide-legged variation. Spread the heels as far away as you can and keep sending the sit bones in towards the wall. Also, press down through your sacrum, so the lowest part of your back. And then pull the toes in towards the knees. See if you can send your hamstrings, the back of the thighs, any closer towards the wall. Try to keep your toes in line with the knees rather than dropping from one side or the other. And if you want to play with your hands, you can take the thumbs to the hip creases. And then as you did with the other pose, pull the flesh away from the hips. And I like to kind of rotate it in and out and just see where it feels most comfortable. Just notice if this makes you tense up through the shoulders. Can you stay soft there? And if you can't, you may want to release the hands. Keep plugging the shoulder blades down into the floor. And the hands come to the outsides of the thighs. You might want to bend your knees a little as you guide yourself back up to center. And for today, this is where I offer my Shavasana. So we'll keep the legs up the wall, plug the heels in. Imagine as though you were holding a platter of brownies on your feet and you don't want them to drop. Maybe you do, maybe you're hungry and want some brownies right now, but we're gonna save them for later, all right? Keep those sit bones grounded, and then just let the hands rest alongside you. Find that sensation of the shoulder blades walking slightly closer together towards midline, nice and flat along your back. And release through the forehead, unfurrowing any creases or wrinkles there. Soften through the cheeks, soften through the eyelids. Let go through the tongue, the jaw, the lips. Release through the throat. Feel solid through the head. Release through the chest, the arms. Feel the whole back grounded and supported. Feel open through the chest. Feel soft through the belly. And imagine as though the legs were floating. Let go of any desire to control the breath or control the muscles. See if you can sink into the support. It's quite common today to resist the support. We have this desire to be completely independent, completely non-reliant on others. But sometimes accepting support can enable us to find more depth, can invite more room for growth. And can offer a sense of ease. Start to bend into the knees. And the soles of the feet together as you send the knees away, coming into a reclined butterfly. Take the right hand onto the heart and the left hand onto the belly. And start to fill the belly with your breath. Feel the hands rise and fall. Notice expansion through the rib cage in all directions, front and back, side to side, diagonally. And see if you can fill through the collarbones and between the shoulder blades. Let's take an inhale together, filling all the compartments of the body. See if you can hold at the top. And exhale slowly. And find a pause at the bottom. And take one more round with the holds. Creating an opportunity to invite a pause, to accept a pause, and to notice how refreshing it can be to allow for the stillness, live in the stillness. Let the rhythm of the breath move into its natural state as you guide the left hand over the right. And the hands can come to the knees, come all the way up, and then back to the heart. And find a full breath in, thanking yourself for showing up on your mat and exploring this unique practice of wall. And then exhale, thanking all the supports in your life who allow you to move deeper into yourself. Growing stronger roots, inviting more potential. And from my heart to yours, thank you for sharing your practice with me. These videos are made through love and hard work. Your contributions allow me to keep sharing new content with you. If you're able to give back financially, please click the Make a Donation button on the homepage of this channel. You're also welcome to subscribe to stay up to date on the latest video offerings. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Don't be Kona!